Friends, as you prepare your hearts and minds to receive this prayer, know that it carries the promise of immeasurable blessings, divine protection, and deliverance, all tailored for the month of April. This isn't just a prayer. It's a spiritual key to unlock God's abundant treasures for you in this month. Each word, each plea is drenched in faith and hope, specifically channeling God's grace for the unique days that April brings. By making a commitment to listen to this prayer daily, no matter where you are, be it at home or in your car, during your commute, or Woo! Good morning, dreamers. Rise and shine. Another blessed and grateful day. Oh, yes. How are we feeling coming into it's honestly a brand new start, right? A whole new awakening coming after Easter, right? Easter is always a great time to really just analyze how far we've actually come. Quarter one is already flew by. 2024 quarter two is already here. And I'm always so amazed at how fast time flies as we get older. Getting older, it really starts to kick in. So, dreamers, it's good to see everybody. Cedric in the building, Shane and Talina. Let's go. Nibs, good morning, good afternoon. Hope everybody's feeling good, vibrating high. We've got an amazing, incredible month that has been long awaited. Some of us have been planning this trip for months ahead of time. So honestly, this is something I know we're all going to have amazing experiences, memories, breakthroughs, break frees going out to the biggest event in the U.S. of the year. So fam, I'm fired up. I got a great topic coming into today too, because I feel like it's perfect timing. Start of the quarter, start of the month, perfect timing to really just think with the end in mind first. So I've got a lot coming into today's training. So this one's going to be packed full of value. I think you guys are going to get a lot out of this one. So here we go. The top 10 human regrets. What's everybody grateful for coming into today? Let me know. Drop it down below. Johnny, let's go. Good morning. How's everybody feeling on the Monday morning? Top 10 human regrets. IG is here. And we are live. Let's go. Good morning, IG. So grateful for God. So thankful to be alive. So grateful to be on here with each and every single one of you. I'm so glad that we have this month to really go ahead and draw a line in the sand. No matter what's happened in the past, we can go ahead and step into a brand new page, brand new chapter right here, right now. Grateful to be alive. Grateful for you, Mills. I see you in the building. So grateful. We've got our Kangi. We've got our Whole Foods. We got some stretching done this morning. The journaling has been knocked out. The reading, it's been a great start. We even got to feed the turtles in the back, getting into nature a little bit. Yes. Amazing. Great for the Lord. Yes. Love it. So let's go ahead and dive in, fam. Easter, hope you guys had a great time with your family, soaking it in, making some memories. Easter is always a great time. For those of you that got a chance to go and experience it. For those of you that didn't, always sending love and blessings. I know you had a great day too. So here we go. Let's get into it. The top 10 human regrets. Yes, you already know. We've got a huge call going down tonight at 8 p.m. with Brandon Boyd, the man, the myth, the legend himself. And he's going to be going over some of these things because this is somebody who really thought about the end in mind. Someone who has 6 kids and now is one of the top individuals inside of the industry. So I'm honestly fired up, grateful for the access, grateful to be even share the stage with this individual. This is somebody I've watched for years, ever since I first got involved. And I've been able to watch him literally climb and evolve, not just as a human, but as a family man, as somebody who's really driven by service, here to really impact. So a lot to be grateful for. And today is the day, 8 p.m. So get ready. So let's dive in, fam. The top 10 human regrets. I actually heard this about 6 years ago. And this is something that stems from a lot of the greats talk about it, but really Bob Proctor got pretty in depth with this one. Neto actually gave a training about it because it was on his MMX channel. But I always go back to this training and I give it about a couple times a year because I think it's so great to put in perspective. So if you guys are ready for the top 10 human regrets, let me see some 10s down below. And let's go ahead and get into today. You're going to like this one. And let me know at the end which of these top 10 resonates most with you, because each of these are going to hit your strings a little bit different. So I'm curious to know which ones really resonate. Love it. So let's get into it. You ready? Huge train today. This one's critical. Number one, right? First human regret for almost anybody walking. And I noticed this when I went to a nursing home. When I graduated college, some of you know the story, but I got the opportunity to do 40 hours of community service. And when I went in there, my homework for myself is I wanted to intentionally ask multiple different individuals in there, what was your main regret that you have sitting with you for years? And I can tell you, every single person inside of that nursing home, they all had regrets. And if there's one thing I've noticed by getting to this point in my life, there's two regrets, right? We can either have the pain of the journey, right? The regret of the journey, or we can have the regret of not taking the steps into the journey. And I would always rather the pain of the journey rather than the pain of regret, because I realize the pain of regret weighs tons. The pain of the journey can weigh ounces compared to the pain of regret. And you'll notice that when you maybe ask your grandparents, when you maybe go and ask somebody at the grocery store today. It's a very, very powerful topic. So number one is you reach your last day with the brilliant song that your life was meant to sing, but it was still silent within you. There's an amazing artist. Maybe you guys have seen him. Maybe you haven't, but he's got some incredible videos. And I suggest you guys to go take a look today. E.A. Prince. He's went viral, really just being able to speak abundance, service, shifting the perspective. And what he talks about is, if you look at the word universe, it's actually pretty interesting. Uni means one, verse means song, meaning every one of us have a part to play in this song. But the problem is, how many individuals do we know that end up getting to the end of life and they still had so much music still inside? Crucial topic. So this is really gonna spin up some gears for today. Number two. Number two is going to be you reach your last day without ever experiencing the natural power that inhibits us to do great work and to achieve great things. Even Alex Morton talks about, he has a video that says, always get better. And inside of that video, he talks about, even as a kid, drop a 3 down below. If you guys were a child, maybe you went to school, maybe you were homeschooled, but if you can remember as a child being able to just daydream, you were there, but you weren't really there. Maybe you guys were daydreaming about going to outer space. Maybe you were daydreaming about being a fireman. Maybe you were daydreaming about being a professional athlete like I was. That was always my dream. Always wanted to be a professional athlete. Anytime I was in school, I was daydreaming about this life, about being able to do abundant things, the supernatural. Well, that's because all of you, all of us, are built for extraordinary things. That's not a coincidence. The problem with many of us is, as we get older, we tend to lose that dreaming state. We stop dreaming and we just start accepting what's around us. We start just accepting the norm. And as I start to ask these individuals, these grandfathers, these grandmothers, these questions, this was one of the biggest turning points in my entire life. Because I started to notice, it doesn't, if you guys haven't noticed it already, time, it doesn't last forever. It's kind of like sand. If you go and grab some sand, when it slips through our fingertips, it's gone. That's it. And time works the exact same way. So these regrets is always something that really gets me emotional. Lovely, it's good to see you. Yes. Number 3, you ready? Because think about it. All of us have the power of intuition. All of us have vision. All of us have passion. Some of us get sparked up. Some of us, it gets light ignited, maybe by a situation in life, maybe by community. But I hope today is that day to maybe go ahead and light that fire. So number three is going to be, you reach your last day realizing that we never inspired anybody else by the example that we set. One of my favorite 3 words that I've ever heard be put together. Aspire to inspire before we expire. Let that sink in. Aspire. What does aspire mean? Something that we strongly wish to do, to inspire, to ignite somebody else's flame, to let somebody else see the greatness that's within before we expire, before our clock runs out, before that last grain of sand drops in the hourglass. It's a deep concept. Ashley, let's go. Good morning. My man, Koo. It's good to see you, King. Huge topics. Number 4. You reach your last day full of pain at the realization that we never took any bold risks, so we never received some of the brightest rewards that God was waiting to give us. God, the universe, whoever it is that you believe in. Jim Rohn talks about it too. The biggest risk, who knows it down below? The biggest risk in life is what? Let's see who knows it. Imagination diminishes. Yes. Who knows what the biggest risk in life is? Is it flying to Japan? Is it going on a one-seater airplane? Is it going in Colombia in a dark alley? The biggest risk in life is exactly just that, not taking risks. And I remember hearing that at the beginning of my journey because there was a lot of things that I was afraid to do. I was afraid to travel on my last dollar. I was afraid to invest in myself. I was afraid to get around a different community of people until I finally started to make it make sense that if we don't ever take a risk, Jim Rohn says, if you don't pay the bill for not taking the risk, wait till you get the bill for not taking the risk. So he said, if we think the bill is heavy right now, not taking the risk, wait until you see years later how much that bill costs, not taking those risks. I'm talking about not taking risks with our health, not taking risks emotionally, physically, spiritually, all of these things. For me, I had to take a risk. I was used to eating. My family grew up on cheesesteaks. I'm used to eating cheesesteaks. I had to take the risk of doing outside of what my family's normally used to doing. That's just with eating. How about when it comes to finances? None of my family invested. None of my family traded. None of my family really ever took time to become the best version of themselves after college. They just got into a job. Pretty much just got sucked in. Some of them got into entrepreneurship, but it kind of just ended up capping at a certain level, and that's what I knew. So maybe like many of you, you don't know anybody in your family who's been extremely successful. But you know what's really interesting? I can promise every single last one of us that in our lineage, somewhere back down the line, there is absolute greatness. I can promise you that. If you've never had a chance to see your family tree, there's greatness in our lineage. And we might be the one to come back down again to go ahead and break the chains of what's been laid after them. Inside of the Neo, the Matrix, you know what Neo's name in the Matrix means? It means the one. So if you believe you are the one to break the chains of poverty, limited thinking, doubt, scarcity mindset, drop the one down below because I believe it. Without a doubt. That's why I get on here every day. That's why I show up. Because I know all it takes is somebody else on the other side to just meet halfway. That's what a mentor does. Sometimes a mentor maybe can see inside of yourself what you didn't see yet. That's what my mentor did to me. When I was homeless, living out of my car, when I was 30K in debt, when I just lost my sister, she said, D, I want you to remember that everything that you've been through, all of these emotions, all of the sacrifice that you've made, all of the scars, the bumps, the bruises, the blood, the sweat, the tears, it's brought you to help you become who you are today. And it's set the foundation for where it is that you're going. He said, your problems don't make you qualified. He said, what makes what makes you unqualified qualifies you to help other individuals. Your story, he said, great. You have an alcoholic in your family. There's millions of people that are just like you that struggle with the same things. You have drugs inside of your family. There's a lot of people that struggle with that. You come from poverty. How many individuals do we know that grew up in a similar environment? Maybe you grew up from a nice family, but you never had anybody that could truly believe in you. You see, whatever your story is, resonates. And even for me, as we get older, the more we can get vulnerable. Vulnerability is power. It's real. Your story can relate to somebody today. And maybe your story can allow somebody to step into their greatness so they don't have to live with that regret at 70, at 80, at 90. All because we're willing to go out and be the light. Powerful stuff. So next one. Here's the next piece. Number 5. 5 is deep. Stick with me. We're halfway through. 5 is you reach your last day understanding that we missed the opportunity to catch a glimpse of mastery because we brought into the lie that we had to resign to mediocrity. Woo! This one really hits home for me. How many of you guys went to college? Drop a 4 down below if you guys went to school. If you guys graduated, if you guys have an AA, if you got your GED, if you have your bachelor's, if you have your master's, drop it down below. I'm curious. Because I noticed something pretty profound getting out of college. Let's go. It's good to see you, fam. You see, getting out of college, I noticed that we spent all of this money. We spent all of this time. Okay, a lot of you went to school. Nice. But they never really taught us how to make money. They never taught us about credit. They never taught us about taxes. They never taught us about investing. Isn't that interesting? So getting out of school, I noticed something that was huge. You see, none of us are taught how to be wealthy. None of us are taught how to be rich inside of school. We're taught how to be workers. We're taught how to be on the left side of the quadrant, how to be an employee and maybe actually be self-employed. Nothing wrong with that. But the problem is 95% of people, they only make up 5% of the money. And 5% of individuals, they make up 95% of the money. So why did we never get taught how to become the 5%? Because the higher ups, they don't want everybody to think. They don't want everybody to win. This is why in Napoleon Hill, Thinking Grow Rich, he talks about most people are drifters because of school, because of our environment, because of the music that we listen to, because of social media, because of the news that we see every single day. You see, all of that is built so we don't think for ourselves. You see, when we don't think for ourselves, we fall into somebody else's agenda. And most of the time, somebody else's agenda doesn't have very high hopes for our future. This is the reality of the world that we live in. So when we understand how crucial it is to step into our greatness and start creating our dreams before we get funneled into somebody else's dreams, this is the difference. This is what the 5% truly understand at a deeper level. They don't want us to know this. They want us to lose. It's true. Number 6. 6 is right here. 6 is you reach your last day and you feel heartbroken that we never learned the skill of transforming adversity into victory, of transforming lead into gold. You see, everybody has problems. My last month of February, fam, I never wish what I experienced this past month upon my worst enemy. Seriously. Intense month. A lot of tears were shed. But at the same time, that month gave me so much fire. That month gave me so much wisdom. That month gave me so much experience that now coming into March, coming into April, I'm a completely different human. I have more wisdom. My skin is more calloused. I have a stronger connection with my creator. And just like inside of the Bible, so many phenomenal stories, Elijah came outside of the desert. After he was 40 days of starving, thirsty, weak, he came out of the desert even stronger than he actually came in. Drop a 3 down below if you guys can resonate with that. If you might feel like you've been going through some trials, you feel like you've been going through some tribulations in your life, you feel like things have been a little bit stormy in the past couple of weeks, maybe past couple of months. Well, remember this. We are coming out 10 times stronger than it is that we came in. With whatever's happening in life, believe it. Shane, I've seen Shane literally travel the country to go and give back to his mother, to give that energy. And he's came back with so much fire, so much abundance. It's inspiring to see. So many of you, your stories are incredible. And this is part of what we're learning. being able to see a burden, maybe in a different light, now be able to see it as a blessing. There was something that we could learn from all of these scenarios, all of these situations. Something I'm still working on today. So big keys. Next one. Got 3 more. You ready? 4 more, actually. 7. You reached the last day regretting that we forgot that work is about being radically helpful to others rather than being helpful only to ourselves. Once again, this hit me really hard out of college because they don't teach us how to think about anybody else. We're taught to get out and get an intern into a job. Medical, construction, auto, entrepreneurial. We get an intern. And we're taught to make money for ourselves, but we're never taught to be of service. We're never really taught to help anybody externally. And just like Jim Rohn says, what does he say? Service to many leads to greatness. So when we start to understand that if we focus on ourselves, we only make enough for ourselves. But the moment that we start thinking in abundance of giving back, of serving, of helping others, you'll start to notice that it comes back tenfold. This is just laws of the universe. Give and receive. Individuals like Gary Vee, they give, and they receive. Individuals like Chris Terry, our CEO, he gives so much value that he receives in abundance. And he's never even taken $1 out of this company because he doesn't need it. He's here to impact. He's here to help. He's here to be of service because he understands these laws, right? Next, number 8. You reach your last day with the awareness that we ended up living the life that society trained us versus leading the life that we truly wanted to live. Talk about living a life by design, living a life that we can actually build. Life is like a house. Some individuals actually take the time to get a blueprint and build their house. This is exactly how life works. We all get to construct it. We're all are the editors. We're the main actor. We're the stars. But it takes time. It takes time to actually sit down, block out the world, and identify what do we want? What do we want our body to look like for the year? What do we want our finances to look like? Our connection with our creator? What's the value that we want to go ahead and pour out? All of these different ways, it takes sitting down and really creating it. This is why my name became Define Dreams getting out of college, because I saw that. So many individuals from 18 to 25 to 55 to 75, they never took the time to define their own dreams. This is why so many people drift. That's why Neno beats at it all the time. Every Sunday, we do 3 questions. What did we do well? What can we do better? And what's the focus coming into the week? This awareness, getting outside of the norm of family. Most people in society, they're not leveling up on a Sunday. They're not getting on a community call to talk about the plans for the week, to talk about the whole schedule, talk about the blueprint for the whole month. This is elite. And this is exactly how we do it, right? Success leaves clues. So we have the access. Now it's about letting time to go ahead and do its thing as we take massive action with faith. Faith plus skills times desire is the formula. Or desire plus skills times faith. Crucial. All right, number 9, 2 more. 9 is going to be reach your last day and awaken to the fact that you never realized our absolute best, nor touch the special genius that we were built to become. This one always throws me for a loop because it makes me start asking so many questions. Let me ask you guys this. How many languages do you believe that you're capable of speaking? How many languages? 1, 2, 3, 4. You know what's interesting? If you take a baby that's born in the US, naturally, they're going to speak probably 1 language, right? But if you take a baby that's born maybe overseas and that family speaks 3 different languages as they grow up, do you know that baby, odds are, is going to grow up speaking 3 different languages? Why is that? That's because of the environment that it was surrounded by, because of the information and the repetition that the brain had access to. As many as you can take time to learn, right? So it just for me, it makes me think about how much potential do we really have in here to go ahead and max out. You guys ever seen the movie Limitless? Limitless, where he ends up finding this guy, gives him this magic pill, In this pill, he talks about how most people, we only use 10% of our brain. We only use 10% of our potential. That's how much most people tap into. Isn't that insane? That's it. Bradley Cooper, yes. But that pill literally allows him to open up and tap into all the other aspects that he's normally not used to doing. And he goes out, he writes a book in a day. Literally finishes pretty much a whole book. Something he's been stumped on for months, writes a whole book. He's got a whole encyclopedia, a whole dictionary inside of his head. He's around scientists that are speaking this, all these crazy vocabulary words. He knows it like this. He's closing these sales deals because he knows economics and he knows the world and he knows charts. Right? All these amazing things. Like that movie Lucy. Yes. He gets on the piano and he starts playing these Moonlight Sonatas from Beethoven because he's been able to really tap into all of this potential that's inside of the brain. And guess what? That lies for all of us. We all have so much more room to go ahead and tap into, but it takes being aware of it. Great movie too, right? Yes. I love that one. Awesome movies. Last but not least is going to be right here. Number 10. 10 is going to be you reach your last day and discover that we could have been a leader and left this world so much better than we found it, but we refused to accept the mission because we were just too scared, and so we failed and wasted a life. At this point in my life, I've seen multiple times what it's like to be scared of something, not take the action, and then watch other people take that same vehicle and see massive success. And time again, it made me understand that the biggest thing holding you and I back is not the government, it's not the media, it's not social media, it's not our friends, it's not our family. Who knows what the biggest thing in life holding most of us back is? It's not the phone that we have. Maybe you still have an iPhone 7. It's all good. But the biggest thing holding any of us back comes down to, most of the time, the individual right in the mirror, ourselves. That's all it is. The moment that we can take the lid off our belief, the moment that we can take the cap off of whatever it is that we see for ourselves, is the moment that we can finally get ready to accept the blessings that God, the universe, whoever you believe in, is so ready, is so willing to give all of us. So fam, this is the 10 human regrets. David in the building. Em, it's good to see you. Friend, nothing but love for you. So excited to see the growth, the rank ups, the withdrawals. A lot of amazing things are here and on the way. Stay tuned, fam. Tonight at 9 and 8, we've got a solution call at 9 p.m. and 8 p.m. We have none other than our Brandon Boyd, educator, $1 Million Hall of Famer. And he's going to be breaking down not only just his story, how he's been able to inspire hundreds and thousands of lives with having 6 kids, full-time schedule, family man, husband, man, fearing man of God. And tonight we get to get an in-depth look at his story, his success, and be able to pick his brain. So if you guys are excited for the month of April, accepting blessings, accepting miracles, accepting everything that is here and ready to offer us, let me see some 3s down below. Smash that like button. And I will see you guys tonight at 8 p.m. Remember, we can be, do, and have anything we can hold in our mind. We can hold it right here in our hand. Let's go out and turn these dreams into reality. See you tonight, fam. Let's get to work.